All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our entrepreneurship program and finding out ways to increase profits in your small business. This webinar is basically going to be about an hour, a little bit over an hour. We'll have some time to interact and ask questions towards the end. And you can just jot down or even write down questions in the chat. Kenya, Jennifer, or Jay from my office will be assisting us with any questions that we have. So in the event you want to, put a question in there, certainly put it in the chat and we'll follow through as the presentation continues. We usually have webinars every Thursday evening as much as we possibly can to educate and pretty much empower our small business owners to succeed. I'm one of the business consultants, Verlene McClaney at the EAP Center, and I work one-on-one with clients with their needs as far as starting, growing, and expanding their business. So tonight, we'll just talk specifically about ways to increase your profits. I will share my screen at this time. And I think, let me just make sure I'm on sharing. Okay, yeah, hold on for a second. Okay, so sharing screens, hold on. All right, can everyone see that? Just want to make sure you can see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so ways to increase our profit in 2023. We'll start off the talk with just giving a small agenda. So what does success mean to us? And obviously for each and every one of us on the call, it may mean something very, very different. It may be having your first sale. It may be increasing the sales by 10%, 20%. It certainly would be different for everyone in the room. So our road to success, how can you develop a path to get there? And these are three areas that we'll be talking about this evening to get there on the agenda. First, being customer focused. That's the first way to get there. Again, not being about your business, but being pretty much about your customers, how to satisfy their needs and their problems. Two, marketing strategy, putting together a marketing strategy that basically leads to solving the problems for your customers. And the last way to increase your profits would be your sales model by changing it, evaluating it, or adjusting it. Okay, so being customer focused. One of the ways that we can be customer focused is through a loyalty program. And most of these ideas that we're going to be talking about this evening, it's about 10 or 12 of them, you've heard of them before. You just maybe not have implemented it yet in your business. And then maybe some of you already have this and you can share at the end how it's working, how you find value in using these techniques to increase your profits. So a customer loyalty program, right? Creating a strong relationship and a lasting relationship with your customers. One of the ways that you stay in business is to have ongoing customers. And one of the ways we build strong relationships is having a loyalty program. You hold on to those relationships you already have instead of trying to chase around new relationships. You expand your business or your customer life cycle. So instead of buying one product, you may have several products that you offer, maybe for a discount. Perhaps the customer has purchased 3 or 4 items and now you're giving them the 5th item for free or a discount. So again, you're having them come back continuously through the door, through your online shop, whatever it takes to have them loyal to you. They would be gaining trust and pretty much loyal for lifetime, right? We would hope to have them a customer for lifetime. A second way to actually increase your profits and becoming client-centered is to personalize your communications. As very easy that it may sound, or maybe difficult that it may sound, if you're addressing the individual that you're sending this marketing material out personally, it's personally set for myself, for Verlene, for Susan, for Jane, whoever you're sending the message out to. Put that extra effort to research each user's preference. So some of your clients may prefer texting or a mass blast through a text. Some of them may prefer emails because that's the best way that they communicate. Some may prefer social media, right? There are several ways to add that personal touch, even in a video, an email, or social media messages. You may even have a personalized blog that caters to your clientele. Create this experience, right, by touching and getting back in contact with your loyal customers. Make it as personal as possible, right? Personalizing this marketing message to the audience you want to cater to. So whether that's young people, older people, everyone, whether that's people that live in the city. So anything that you want to personalize, make sure it's catered to that target audience that you already are looking for or you already have. Okay, focus on repeat customers. So now remember, your existing customers are like gold. So you want to focus on them so that you can hold on to them. And this is ways that you would always increase your profits as well. You're spending some resources already in terms of marketing it. Instead of trying to get new customers, you want to go back and reach into those old or existing customers. You can send them information. You can share with them some new products or services you have. You can send them information about a discount or a rebate that you can offer. You're already acquainted with them. They are already acquainted with your products and your services. So they're more likely to do business with you or repeat business with you. So you do want to focus on them. Connecting with your existing clients is another way or an excellent way to get new customers, right? And boost your growth because they may tell other customers or other potential customers about your service because they're repeat customers. Give existing clients a strong referral incentive. Give them some special discounts or even some freebies, right? So those discounts, rebates, freebies. Give them the impression that you're going the extra mile for them, right? This is very important that they're thinking of you as a customer base or thinking of you as a business that would go the extra mile for them. Okay, another way that we can actually follow up on increasing our leads and increasing sales is using a follow-up system, right? To get to customers that you may already have, right? Most of us have some leads, whether they're hot leads or cold leads, but they're just kind of sitting there, right? They're either sitting in your CRM, they're sitting on a stack of paper as potential clients. They may be on a hot list, but most times we may not be following up on it. We may not have a formalized plan to follow up on those leads. So first, one, you would be wasting time marketing to these people because they are leads. Second, it keeps you from ongoing communication with some prospects or customers. So you want to stay in front of them always, not have them become a cold lead if they were already a hot lead. And how we could solve this problem again is having a formalized way to follow up, a procedure to follow up with these leads. So have a plan in place. You might want to take some simple steps to say, what would you do if the prospect does not respond after the first call or even the second call? What do you have in place? How do you follow up? Maybe that means then I call them in a month or I call them in 6 months. But again, they are leads. You want to stay in front of them and stay connected with them. Decide how you want to keep in contact with them as far as information. Do you want to print out some information? Do you want to send them an email blast? Do you want to give them a phone call after 6 months? Try to have everything written and scripted so that when you do speak to this prospect or hot lead, you have some content for them. You know how you want to respond to them. You know how to bring them to the sale. You know what's the next step in this lead process that you already have. And if you can make everything automated, that's even better. That means like in 6 months, you already have in your CRM, you already have a focus that an email will go out. Or if you have an assistant, your sales assistant or your administrative assistant would be making that phone call in 6 months or 3 months. So if you can have it automated, they would already know there's a reminder, some type of reminder for you or the person that's making the phone calls or sending out the letters that now in 6 months, we need to get in front of these hot leads and turn them into sales. Another way we can work on increasing profits as well is use the leads that you already have, which we spoke about. And the way that we can solve this is maybe even creating a newsletter. And this is an easy way. I use this with my business. I send a newsletter out on a monthly basis. I also send a market update. I'm a financial professional. I send a market update on what's happening in the stock market on a weekly basis, and sometimes twice a month if the market is very volatile and a lot is going on in the economy. So we can send out a newsletter monthly. You can send it out bi-monthly. It could be sent out, again, automatically, kind of like a set it and forget it. You can also incorporate ways to get a blog going, right? Where you're blogging to your existing customers and you're trying to stay in front of them. If they were a cold call, now it becomes a lukewarm call because now you're in contact with them either online or through the blog. So when you're speaking to them as prospects, it's a little bit easier to turn them into paying customers. That's one of the ways you can solve that problem. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. I don't know what's happening right now. Hold on. Okay. All right. So the next way is to be right where your audience is, right? That's your target audience, your target market. First thing, you have to identify who your customers are. That's the first thing, but know where they are. So whether they're on social media, they're reading magazines, they're attending certain events, they're in certain community events. You want to invest your advertising dollars to the people who are most likely to, utilize your business. You don't want to waste a lot of money that you already have in marketing and not really focusing on your target market. So who needs your product or services, and the role of marketing is very, very important. Again, identifying those customers, understanding your customers' wants and their needs. One, identifying who is your target audience, and again, how to reach them, where to reach them. Satisfying those customer needs, right? You're making the right products for the right people at the right time, right? That's how we're going to make a sale. And then you want to be able to retain those customers, not just send them out there where your product is being purchased once or your service is being purchased once. You want to have them and retain them. How can I keep them? Give these customers a reason to kind of stay with you and to keep coming back for more and more and more. And you can even think of a way now within your business. How can I keep customers coming back? What are they looking for? Customer satisfaction. Maybe you send out a survey. How can I improve my services? How can I improve my product? And get some feedback from your existing client base. They will be candid and honest with you to give you that feedback. Find some new opportunities to win on some new business as well when you're looking at and evaluating who your target audience is. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this slide. Hold on. Okay. Then we have email marketing. It's another way that we can use to stay in front of the customers and be customer focused. Build a mailing list. So that's probably one of the easiest ways to start your business. Whoever you meet, they should go on the mailing list. You should have their email. You should also have their cell phone number so you can send a text to them. Stay, continuously incorporating new names and sign up lists. So you might incorporate that on your website, your social media page. You might have a landing page where you're marketing and you're funneling people to sign up somehow. So that could be, again, just your email, just their cell phone number that you can send out messages. You're constantly being bombarded by telemarketers and email blasts all the time in your inbox, but you certainly want to try to build your marketing strategy and incorporate your email list by building this mailing list. Take advantage of this powerful way, and it's very, very inexpensive to actually send out email, right? It's free, right? Can't go wrong there. So potentially you can catch a lot of new clients that way and build your client base and increase your profits. Okay. All right, so discounts. So another way to be client focused is to offer discounts and rebates. So you can properly market this and create an incentive for customers to start buying, right? So if you're talking about discounts, whether it's seasonal, we're coming up with summer discounts, it could be fall discounts. One thing about this economy, every single month, you can have a special way to give a special offer for some holiday or something that's special that's coming on. Monday, we have Juneteenth. We can go on to the 4th of July. We can go on to August for back to school. We can go on to fall with some of the holidays, Labor Day, and some of the holidays that may occur in the fall. We can go on to Thanksgiving and the holidays in December. You can continuously have a way or an excuse really to offer a discount because something is happening every single month. Also too, with rebates, you can use them. They're very strategic. They defer the discount after you make the purchase, right? So it generates this additional sale because most times people do not mail in the rebates. They may make the sale that looks really great. Oh, wow, I'm going to send in that rebate and get the money. People normally don't do it. So 9 times out of 10, you may still have an additional savings there because your customer may not follow through on that rebate that you're offering. They may not redeem it. Okay, now we're talking about your sales model. So ways that you can actually change or rearrange your sales model in this whole process to increase profits. Okay, the first one we can say off the top is to enhance your pricing strategy. This is where most people are like, oh, wow, I feel guilty if I, increase my price. Well, a lot of people don't feel guilty with what happened during the pandemic because every price for every item had gone up because inflation was so high. But you can expand and increase your profits without feeling guilty, right? Price is the most important factor when you're talking about the purchasing decision, if someone's going to buy your product or not. It's all about the price. So adjusting the price or your service for your product or your service should be in line with what's happening in the market right now and your revenue goals. So how many of us have set some revenue goals? It's halfway through the year. It's already June, about to be the end of June. Today's, we're halfway through June 15th. And, have you set some goals, some revenue goals for the year? And maybe that's an exercise you should try just to look at where you are and how much you want to increase your sales between now and the end of the year. By December, we have 6 months to produce. And if you hadn't set up a simple business plan for yourself that gives you some projections on profits and loss, this is a good time to do so. And then maybe you can look at and evaluate again and understand what your competitors are doing, understand how the price of your competitors' products or services could affect and how you stack up or similar products that you offer stack up to theirs and the buyer's standpoint. This would allow you the best chance or the best opportunities to market and increase price. So you don't have to increase the price drastically. It can be a slight increase. It can be a small jump. Thinking about increasing your products, the sales of your products or the sales of your services, you can do so by just a small increment. It does not have to be a large, huge jump. So let's look at that in terms of doing the math. In 1 second, I don't know why it's delaying every time I go. Okay. All right. Okay. So in terms of, let me just go back. I'm sorry. We're doing the math. So here, the simple math is if you have 100 customers, we're just looking at an example there. And each of those customers are spending $50 within a month. And what are you taking in for that month? $5,000. And then for the year, $60,000 in sales. If you get the same amount of customers, the same 100 repeat loyal customers, and now they're spending $70 a month with your services or buying your products, you take in $7,000 a month, which now increases your sales to $84,000 a year. So this does translate into a huge increase. And again, you don't even have to increase your marketing budget. You just slightly increase the price of your service or the product that you actually are, selling. So that's a simple way to increase profits, just a little small profit margin, just a little increase in the price of your products or services. That will get you in the right direction. And as you can see, when you do the math, you may not have 100 customers. Perhaps maybe you have 50, or maybe you're starting out with just 10. At that matter, you're looking at 6,000 as opposed to 8,400, still a nice increase in sales. Increasing profits by increasing your orders. So now we can either upsell or cross-sell when it comes to our products and services and the order size. So ways that we can do that is just, again, we can, for example, we're using an example here as a physical therapist. So you might be a patient and, you might buy some stretch bands at the physical therapy shop. You might get some ice packs or other equipment that you can use to do exercises from home. You can be a reseller and maybe there's some nutritional supplements, some protein shakes or bars where you can actually sell that. And that's another way to upsell or upgrade or cross-sell even some of the products or services that you're offering. You can have flyers in the waiting area. So if you have a storefront or you have an office space, just flyers, just kind of like available so people can see the other items that you do offer if you're looking to upgrade or cross-sell some of the products that you have. You might be placing some posters where patients, if you're a physical therapist, in the lobby area where they can see these additional products so that your therapists don't necessarily have to sell. You have this available so people can understand and know, hey, here's some products and services that are right here in our location that have nothing to do with our therapy services, but there's things that you can do at home. There's some products and services that you can actually purchase for physical therapy from home. So selling products through online shopping, that could be another one, a shopping cart where you don't have a storefront, but you do want to upsell or cross-sell as well by your online store. So we offer this product and we also offer some supplemental products that go with it hand in hand. That's another way, again, to add to your existing client base by increasing your order sizes as well as the value of those orders. So you can have larger orders as well to do so. Another way to change your sales model to increase profits would be, just looking at new markets or even new products altogether. So you definitely have to do some research here, but do your customers need or buy services that are related to what you sell right now? So this, again, we're expanding into new markets and new products. Some of the ways you can look at just really developing a new stream of revenue altogether by offering related products or services. So if I'm an accountant, I may offer a related services such as insurance, financial services, partner with other professionals that might enhance your stream of revenue where you're not doing the work, but perhaps you're referring out to someone and you're actually using that as a referral stream of income. Keep track of the items that your products and services, that your customers are asking for. So maybe they're asking for certain products that you don't offer yet. So if we go back to the physical therapist example, maybe you do not offer, bands so that the physical therapy patient can do some therapy at home. So now you want to offer it. So maybe they're asking, hey, do you have a headrest? Do you have some nutritional supplements? Whatever it is that they're asking for, just keep track of these items. Again, do your research to find out, do a lot of people need these items before you go adding these items on your rack or in your place of business. You want to make sure that, you did the market research. You just didn't take what one person's order means. You want to make sure that more than one or two people are really looking for this and it's really needed. As far as new products and offering those as well, you want to look at your existing products, look at your existing market that you're in right now. Again, you might expand out. If you're locally in a certain area, Nassau County or Suffolk County, you may look to expand into the New York City area, Western Suffolk, Eastern Suffolk, you might expand in that direction as well. As far as market development, maybe again, you're going into a whole new market and you do need to do a lot of research to see if that is viable for your business, but that's a way to increase profits, totally. As far as new products, again, product development, you have to look at and evaluate what products are we developing to solve the problem or the needs of my target audience, of my target market. You want to also to make sure you diversify and add products and services that are related, but also to needed by your customer. Okay, now we can look into other ways related to your sales model, and this is our operational efficiency. Just cutting some costs on, reoccurring expenses that you have within your business. So we always do the same thing over and over again. So the way you've always done things is not necessarily the best way to do things, right? So it may be time for change altogether. This could give you some profits and boost your bottom line significantly. So maybe you would reduce your weekly meetings, right? Try cutting back on the time that you spend in meetings, right? It will free up your time and your staff's time, because that's a lot of waste right there. Looking at other ways, again, you can be looking at ways that you're doing some income generating tasks as opposed to sitting in meetings. So that could be maybe some sales calls, some follow-up on those leads, go back to that follow-up procedure that you had previously on those hot leads, on how we're going to get back in front of them. That may make sense as opposed to having another staff meeting or another weekly meeting or monthly meeting that you can avoid. Information that all staff need to get, you can perhaps send it out on an email or set up some online cloud sharing system that everyone can kind of chat with, and you don't need to have a physical meeting with it. The good thing about the pandemic, well, there's a lot of great things that came out of the pandemic, right? The opportunity for us to be on this call, have, over 15, 20 participants attend, and they can be anywhere in the world, the country, and certainly, in the state, right? We don't have to go somewhere. So this is something really convenient right now to save time and expenses. We can look at what we can do maybe virtually as opposed to face-to-face. Interview different vendors, right? To see if you can get a better price. You do want to be loyal to your vendors, but at the same token, you have to look at your expenses and your reoccurring expenses. If it's getting too high, ways to kind of reduce those expenses so you can increase your profits. Your current vendors might have better pricing strategy that you're not familiar with. Maybe you started 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and now they've increased their pricing, they're lowered their pricing strategy, and you're still in the old products, whatever that looks like. So sit down and meet with them. Merchants or account providers, maybe even your phone service, maybe your internet service or cable service, whatever you're using in your office or your home office. You may be wasting thousands of dollars in some of these reoccurring expenses that can really significantly impact your bottom line. We can look at also to the operational expenses and boosting the efficiencies, and maybe some of the reports that you have. Let's say some of your staff is creating reports and they're printing them out and they're handing them to you or whomever. Now we're talking about printing, we're talking about paper, we're talking about ink, we're talking about toner, we're talking about file cabinets, we're talking about space, we're talking about floor space. So maybe we can eliminate all those expenses totally right now and just have a cloud format instead. Do you really need all those reports? Just thinking about it. Those just in case reports that just in case you need them, they're just somewhere. Again, ways that we can boost the efficiency and those operational expenses, we can cut them or even eliminate them if we really look at where we're spending the money. So ways that we can solve this and boost the efficiency and finding the inefficiencies is write down what you do every day. And I mean, from the beginning of you opening your doors or cutting on your computer in most cases, to the end of the night. What does your day consist of? Along with why are you doing what you do? And then what time does it take you to complete these tasks? Last, you want to look at the results of you doing these tasks. Maybe you're doing something that's so inefficient, you're spending a lot of time either with paper or doing the same manual task that you can kind of automate to become more efficient. You may just simply, inquire with your employees or even your potential clients or your clients, I would say, how can you do things more efficiently? So maybe they say to you, it takes about 10 minutes it takes about 10 days for them to receive their products. Perhaps you would like to look at ways to deliver the products in 5 days, looking at different vendors and looking at different ways to do so. Eliminate any activities that aren't necessary at all. Just totally eliminate them. Another way, again, you can get feedback from your employees and from your existing customers, right? Suggesting some ways that we can do things better, more efficiently. Maybe there's some tasks that you can completely eliminate. Okay, expanding into a new area. So again, research, whether you're creating a new product, offering a new service, or going into a new area, you do need to complete all of your research. Visit your local library. I always tell students in my classes, one job I know, the reference librarian, he or she loves their job. They love information. They love sharing information. They love helping people. When you go to your local library, you can find a lot of information that you need for doing some market research on your target audience or your new target audience. So you might live in a small town. They may only need one cafe. So if you have a cafe and you're looking to expand in that area, maybe again, that's not the place to do so because it's such a small area. If your small business has already reached market saturation, you might again consider into new sectors. If you're already saturated locally, then maybe you'll go online. If you're already online and you're looking for new ways, maybe there's some local opportunities that you're totally missing because you're trying to capture the World Wide Web, and locally there's some target audiences that need your service and would like your products one way or the other. Before you do your research and even after you do your research, how many similar businesses already exist in this area? What is the population density? This is information that you're going to find either online or again in your local library. Will overhead costs be similar in your current space, or would it be totally different? So whether you're in the city, the suburbs, whether you're in New York or New Jersey, again, if you're going into a new area, there's a lot of marketing research to figure out what the overhead looks like. If you're not talking about an online store, you're definitely talking about overhead costs. If you're not quite ready again to set up shop in the new town, you could consider, of course, like I said, going online, right? Selling your merchandise online. But you would like to find out where, what, and how can I sell my new products or services. Okay, so we've just kind of gone over in the last, I guess, 30 minutes I've been talking, and we want to open it up to everyone to ask questions and interact if we can. But these are the 12 ways that we can increase profits for 2023. And again, we're halfway through this year. Creating a customer loyalty program. Again, reiterating how important it is to stay customer focused in your business. Always knowing that the customer is first and how can I increase a long-term loyal relationship. That can be rewards. It can be points that they get when they do business with you. It can be discounts. Again, something that they're going to get back being loyal to you in your business. Hyper-personalizing, once again, if we're hyper-personalizing, we're making sure that the information that we're sharing, whether it's through email blast, online, if it's through social media, we're being personable. We're addressing our target audience. We're coming to them and we're meeting them right where they are. Repeat clients, how important it is to nurture that relationship You don't have to go out trying to find new clients all the time. You can just stick with the old. They'll usually lead you to new clients because they will be referring you because they're repeat customers, constantly coming back to you. Use the leads you already have. Again, I cannot reiterate what that really means because a lot of times you get referrals, you don't pay attention to them, you don't have a system in place, you don't have a procedure to follow up, and these names or numbers fall through the crack. And I know how many times somebody might have referred someone to you, you never followed up, or you called them one time, but you never bothered calling them a second time or a third time or a fourth time. You're in sales. The sales process doesn't stop ever. You always want to continue to be in front of the client or potential client. Be right where your audience is. Again, so where do they like to be connected or contacted, whether it's email, a blast on their cell phone, whether it's social media, they're picking up magazines and they're not even on social media. So where are they? So that's where you need to be marketing. That's where you need to be offering your product and service for them. Email marketing, again, a very inexpensive way to really boost your sales by sending out information constantly. I get so many emails from Dick's Sporting Goods. My son, he plays a lot of sports. He's a teenager, but all the time I'm getting something in my email about them. Nike, all the time I'm getting information about them. It prompts you to have, go into the store or go online and make a purchase because they're showing you what's new, what sales are going on. You can do the same thing with your products. What new products you have or your existing products, which ones are on sale, which one have a discount. Number 7, offer discounts and rebates. So again, the trick of offering the discount is very well known and used. $5 off, in-store purchases, online purchases, whatever you want to say, but offer also rebates. Because like I said, there's a probability that your potential customer will not cash in that $5 or $10 rebate. Therefore, you save money because they're not actually cashing it in. You're not sending that money to them because they didn't process the rebate. Enhance your pricing strategy just slightly. All you have to do is increase the sales by just increasing your price. And that could be a small increase, not anything major, not anything that's going to not be in line with your competitors or the economy, right? Number 9, increase your order value. So again, how can we increase our order value? We can actually cross-sell. We can sell items that are related to the services that we provide. The example we had in the presentation was about the physical therapist and the physical therapist location. Now they're offering not just the physical therapy, but they're offering ice packs. They're offering bands so that you can work out at home or work on your arm or legs at home. So they're also offering supplemental protein bars or shakes or something that can enhance the wellness of their patients. We can add new products or related services as well. So again, you must do your marketing research. You must do your marketing research, knowing what the client wants and what new products they may want to add to your product line or what services they're looking for. Boosting your operational efficiency, really, really simple, very, very important. Look at what you're spending now, what you're spending money on now, as far as your reoccurring monthly expenses. That can be for your utilities, that can be for your telephone service, your cell phone service. It can be for your internet service. Call those vendors that you already have. See if there's any new marketing specials that they have or any freebies or rebates that you can get as a loyal customer. I love doing that to Verizon. I've been a Verizon customer, I don't know, for about 100 years. So I always call them and ask them, what can you give me for a loyal a loyal client, and see if they can give some discounts. They have the highest prices, so you always want to kind of get them to lower it. But of course, their service is excellent. As far as expanding into a new area, we do want to research. We can go online as opposed to just having a storefront if we want to reach other people and increase sales. Or if we're already online, we might want to have a presence locally within our local community or surrounding communities as well. You might want to expand into another town. If you already know that, again, we're looking at a shop. If it's a coffee shop, it's a small town. They may only need one coffee shop. You might have to go 2 or 3 towns over to make sure that you're getting the right market share that that's worth it for you after you have this new business in a new location. So you want to do all your research. Visit your local library to get some information on how to expand. Again, knowing more about the demographics, knowing more about the community or the surrounding community that you want to move into, and more importantly, know more about your customers or your potential customers in that area. What are their behaviors? What are they like? Where do they hang out? What social media do they use? Whether it's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, there's so many places that they can be socially at this particular time, but figuring out what's the best place to reach them and start advertising your new area or your new location or your new products or services. And that's pretty much it for the presentation, but how can you implement one of these ideas from the workshop today, if you hadn't already, within your business? And we can open the floor for conversation. I think we can, as far as the chatting, even though the camera is not on, I believe we can. So we have Tina, we have your hand is raised.
Yes, I wanted to ask you if you could take a minute to talk about blogs. I do hear a little bit about blogs. I'm not paying attention to it, but I think I should, but I don't really know enough about it and how it would be beneficial.
So what kind of business do you have? Because it's not beneficial to every business, right? But certainly it depends on your business and how you can add value with that.
I have a specialty lotion line. It's all aloe vera based and it's for women between the ages of 40 and 60.
Okay. All right. So with that, you can offer a blog. Well, again, it depends on how well you are with that and, the knowing how to set up a blog, but you can blog about the wellness of this natural product that you're offering. Are you making it or?
I have a manufacturer who has
Okay.
me some samples of it, and it's all natural and it's also vegan. But the biggest point that it's just loaded with aloe vera more than my competitors.
So that's your value proposition, right? So you're adding value because it has a lot of aloe vera. And then the benefits of aloe vera, you can blog about that, the value that this product adds, right? And then some people are like, well, that's great, Tina, but what does it mean to have a lot of aloe vera? I don't know if I don't know about wellness, but you can blog about that. You can have a blog like every month, every week, just depends on how much time you have to actually blog about it. But you're actually creating like a community where people are listening to you, just like where we are right now online with this webinar, but you're actually writing about it, you're blogging about it, you're giving information and insight, you're educating your potential customers about this product and what great value it is for someone to have a lot of aloe vera or just aloe vera in general, right? Because this is your selling point. This is your value proposition. This is what sets you apart from the competitors. That's what you just now said. And even it may be some other key points with your skin, what it does for your wellness. So every month you can give us some, little tips on, why aloe vera is important. And even if it's not an aloe vera, that important ingredient, some other ingredients that you have in your products that offer wellness for an individual as opposed to chemicals that are not good to you and the negatives of the other products. So maybe you educate them on what's happening with the product they're already using, and that helps them to join towards yours. So that can be something that you blog about or speak about, and we can always meet. And I think Kenya can put in the chat my phone number. We can have a one-on-one to have a technical meeting to go more deeper into your blogging opportunities and how you can add value to increase profits there as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Yes. And so again, definitely educating. That's the key, component to educate individuals if you're blogging. And you may start again like a community where people are giving insight, people are actually adding and subtracting and making comments on what you're blogging about, so that you're getting feedback from other individuals. Hey, we want to know more about what that does to my hair if I'm using aloe vera. What does that do to my skin? Does it help dry skin? Or, so you can go into it and, have people dialogue, because now you're asking for, what else do they want? What more content do they want to hear about? Instead of you just blabbing about what you want to talk about, you're giving your customers what they need and want.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you for that question.
Lisa, you have your
Anybody?
hand raised.
Okay.
Are you able to unmute? If not, I can just read what you have in the chat.
Oh, Lisa's adding.
Okay, so Lisa says,
Oh,
thank you for this valuable information. I've been pondering the thought of walking dogs in my community. There's a large amount of dogs living in a new apartment complex just a block away. I was visioning how to begin while you spoke of the 12 steps to increase my business. How do I begin?
okay, so that's a good question. So even in my small business class that I'm teaching right now, we're trying to interview individuals, and that's what we're going outside of the walls and really start to come up with questions that you can ask some of these dog lovers or pet lovers. And some of the questions could be just geared around the neighborhood, right? Just asking them, who currently cares for your dog and how do you care for your dog? And just ask them a couple of questions and getting feedback from them. They may say they hire a service, and they may say, my son does it, my husband does it, we alternate. You then might ask questions, would you be willing to pay for a service? So you're getting feedback from other individuals that could be potential customers or clients. And that's a way to do it. Come up with an interview where you're asking them maybe 4 or 5 questions, not a long interview, but getting feedback on who is interested in actually buying or using this service in this area, or maybe in another building. So you can do that as well. In order to start the business, I think one, you got to find out if people are going to be willing to pay for the service. So right now, you don't know who's walking the dogs. You don't know if this is the owner or it's someone that's actually hired to do so. So maybe you stop one of the owners and just, start to engage. Would you be willing to pay for this service? Are you paying for a service now? And that's how you can kind of begin there.
She says,
And
thank you. That's a great beginning.
if you actually are allowed, and it may not be that you can get into the building, and just kind of getting some feedback there, you might leave a flyer about the opportunity to have someone walk, who's interested in it, just to get an interest in it. Maybe 5, 10 people are like interested in the building. But you might find that a whole bunch of people need it. There's a lot of people I know that love pets, but they're working, they're, very, very busy. And what can they do? My stepdaughter is looking for a dog sitter in New Jersey right now for her new little puppy pit bill. But yeah, so that's not an animal that you're going to be taking to work, but certainly she needs somebody to sit. So now, instead of paying for a doggy daycare, which is very, very expensive, they may hire your service.
Any other questions before we move forward?
Thank you, Lisa, for that question. Oh, Lisa also mentioned, perhaps Tina, the way to hydrate your skin. So she can blog about the hydrating your skin. Even as we grow old, talk about that, skincare and the moisturizer and the lack of moisturization.
All right, we are all good on the questions. You can continue.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just wanting to open up to see again, how can you implement an idea from this workshop? If anyone could just to think about, we can go back to the ideas again. It's one thing about attending a workshop or a webinar, but it's more important that you get something out of it and then you take one of the ideas, if not all, to incorporate. So how can any one of you implement any of these ideas that we had. Blogging was one, and that was a great idea for Tina. Maybe, what about a customer loyalty program? Does anyone have any type of customer loyalty program in place?
Trisha, you have your hand raised?
Hi, yes, I thought that was a really good incentive to send out automated emails to repeat customers, and also to gain a list of your customers.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to try to incorporate that.
Awesome. And how you can do that, Trisha, again, with gathering those email lists. Do you have a website?
I don't yet, but I'm
Okay.
working on it.
Okay, that's fine. Are you on social media?
Yes.
Okay, so again, asking the questions and trying to get some input from the potential clients who are there, emails, what's their emails, what's their cell phone, if they're willing to give out the phone numbers, if they prefer to be reached that way or not. Again, where are you finding them on social media? What's their social media handle, if you will? So that's a nice way, and it's very inexpensive, right? You can start creating a list now from everyone that you actually potentially meet and speak about your business, and just ask, what's your email? And then just continue to build on that and go back to your existing clients, because you can just give them a call. And what type of business do you have, Trisha? I'm sorry.
Trisha's Tasty Treats. So I do party entertainment and rentals.
Okay. So yes, you do have some past clients that you might have, perhaps hosted with a party, or you can just go back to them and make sure that you're getting their information and then staying in front of them. Make it automated where it's happening maybe like once a month. So you're telling them about some seasonal, like your summer specials right now. So they just had a party or an event, but they certainly know someone else that's about to need a party or event for the summer. And so if they're getting your email or your marketing blast and it's a discount, they could always share that information with someone that they know that could benefit from it.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
And also, you're welcome. Also, what I would tell you to do to implement after every sale, I mean, we have not because we ask not, but just simply ask whoever you're doing business with, who do you know that might benefit from my product or my service? And they're going to either say, oh yeah, my such and such, my uncle, my nephew, my cousin, they could benefit. They're getting ready to have a party next month. They're getting ready to do a Sweet 16, and they're going to create this event for, their daughter. So they would know somebody. So you can just ask, and then those people you can add to the list, even if they're not ready to purchase now. The Sweet 16 may be next year, maybe in 6 months, maybe in the fall, but you can add them as potential. And there's like a warm call because you've already introduced them to your services. You might even meet them at the party when you're there, like, hey, this is my niece, this is my nephew that's gonna have a party. So just ask, who do you know could benefit from my services or my products? And then just add them to the mailing list. If you're not doing business with them now, make them a hot lead later. They may just be lukewarm right now. Okay, anybody else that can actually incorporate some of these real ideas that are very simple, doesn't cost a lot? How about increasing your price?
Ahani has their hand raised.
Oh, sure.
Hi, I was thinking, well, I don't have a business running yet. I'm actually
Thinking of a business
like
idea?
launching. Yes, I'm actually knee deep in launching it. Like I have a website that's up. The website is not finished yet, but anyways, it's getting there somehow.
Okay. What kind of business are you gonna launch?
So it's going to be, it's a retail selling clothing and accessories and things that are beneficial for students. So I'm going to be
Okay.
doing like joggers, sweatshirts, hoodies, things like that that students wear typically,
Okay, for
that are
you.
comfortable and
Mhm.
and I'm thinking, water bottles, coffee mugs, t-shirts,
Okay,
stationery, notebooks, calendars, stuff like that.
excellent.
Jewelry, kind of like people love to express their individuality. So like jewelry is going to be a part of it too. So, kind of like that.
Okay, And so
I'm
which,
kind of,
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm thinking since we were talking about pricing, we were talking about this in another class, that you were saying, okay, you could raise your price. And I'm like here thinking, like, what price point do I sort of position myself in? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I break into the market with the appropriate pricing for me to create, profitability, hopefully, right
Mhm.
off the bat, because this I'm literally launching, like I'm going to put the stuff on, and probably what I will do is, okay, here's our launch discount, we're new, and
Mhm.
if you buy this, I'll give you, a cup for free or something like that, or for half price, or you know so something potentially along those lines.
So, Tahani, thank you. Definitely, that's a great question. So with your business, because I'm going to say ABC business, because I don't know the name, and I'm not telling you to put it out
Yeah.
there yet at this point. So what do you want ABC business to be known for? So let's just go, I'm going to just use Apple, because we know what they're known
Right.
for. So Apple, when you say Apple, what are they known for?
Right.
You can answer that. What if you say Apple?
Uh-huh.
What are they known for?
Providing,
One word. Just say one word. Apple. Any Apple device.
Phone.
Huh?
I guess, phone,
No.
the
So
iPhone.
so no, not a product. What are they known for? So what I mean by that
Electronics.
is, innovation. Like that's one
Right.
word, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
with the products or services that you're offering, what
Yes.
do you want to be known for? The low
Quality.
price, quality. Okay. So the low price, the moderately priced, or the high price?
I would
You-
say accessible. I don't want to be a luxury, because obviously it's a very small niche and I don't want to go there. And it's a very hard sort of like, and also students are not necessarily connected with that market. So, but I want to be accessible, but at the same time, I don't want to be like, on the low end of the spectrum either, if you know
Okay,
what I
so
mean.
then this is where your marketing research is gonna come in at. So I'm beyond teens, so I don't know where they actually shop and how much they spend.
They
However,
shop online. That's what they do. They
right,
shop on their phones.
right. And so, but then how much are they spending? So if you go to the library or you do the marketing research to see on average, how much are they spending for merchandise, you'll know where to price yourself if you're trying to be right there where they are. So if they're
Okay.
spending $20 for an outfit and you're at 25, you still have them. If you're going to 50, you're probably going to lose them. But I would tell you to do marketing research and make sure you're pricing to what you want to be known for. So I would say
Right.
innovative for Apple, innovative, and they're very, very, very expensive. You buy an Apple phone, you're talking
No
about
matter what. Exactly.
$2,000 or $1,000. You
Yes.
buy Apple stock, it's less than, $200. So, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're known for that. You can get a cheap, inexpensive phone that would cost messages to go back and forth. But if you want high innovation, that's Apple, right? You want
Well,
something
that's
constantly
kind
leading,
of,
cutting edge. Mhm.
yes, that's kind of why I'm asking this question, is because, okay, I know that people will pay for something if they know they're getting what they pay for, essentially, or what, they want a certain
Perceived value,
quality,
the perceived
perceived
value.
value. Exactly. Exactly.
So you have to do the marketing research on the behavior of those youth to see what do they perceive as value.
Right.
Because some of them I know just shop at thrift shops and that's where they want to be. They're not really thinking about fashion, and I mean, it's their
Well,
own
that's
fashion.
why,
It's the way they
yes,
express themselves, right? It's not
right.
what everybody else is doing. So I don't know what your merchandise looks like, but you really, who you're trying to market to, your target audience, you really have to do some studies on their
Yeah.
behavior,
Yeah.
and that will
Okay.
help you. But I just think I like to use the example of Mercedes and Toyota. They both are
Mhm.
cars.
Mhm.
But if you're looking for a Mercedes, you're not gonna go shopping on the Toyota car lot.
No,
So think about what you want to be known for, and then who do you want to solve the problem for? Mercedes is in the business to solve the problem for people who love customer service, who love luxury, who love high end, who
Right.
love prestige. Toyota is looking for someone who's looking to shop economical, to get a reliable car
Right.
at a moderate price. Two different products, still cars that are going to take you from point A and point B.
Absolutely, yes.
So Tahani, what do you want to be known for? That's what we got to figure out what your
Yeah.
store, what do you want to be known for? And then you can price it by looking at the behaviors and studying the behaviors of these consumers and how much they have to pay. You know, what are their
Right.
economic situation? What's their income? And
Right.
what can they really afford?
Can I ask another question?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just hope that I'm not hogging the time, that's all.
Okay.
So, so, but speaking of like what was the question? I want to know, like, when you said know your customer and know, like, can my story, like, what my benefit of my, of like, so one of the
What's your
benefits
value
of having,
proposition? You mean,
no,
what's your
like,
value?
so for example, like the story is like my brand is, let's say, supporting a let's say a cause, or let's say part of my revenue will be donated to support a cause. Can that be added in sort of like the persona where, oh, look, if I shop over there, they'll be helping this or that, the other? Like, can that be like a booster of sales or no?
It will definitely, because again, the behaviors of someone who, I'm just gonna use cancer as an example, because everyone's life has been touched by, affected by that
Right.
disease. So if it's something that it's gonna be going back to cancer research or something that's important to those individuals, a lot of people would gravitate to it to help, especially if they've gone through something in their life that relates to cancer. And
Right.
it could boost sales just because of that. And that could be
Okay.
your target audience that you're really finding out where are these people buying right now? And then how much are they actually spending?
Right.
Normally do they spend $50 on an outfit or just 25? Like I said, you do need to find that out. That's the key to your pricing strategy.
Okay.
What are these consumers their behaviors right now? And like you said, it is online, so your store has to be online to find them, right? In most cases, that's where they're buying everything.
Right.
Hope that
Thank
helped.
you.
If not, you can definitely, I know that Jen is going to, or Kenya, put my information in the chat so that you could always call to have a one-on-one and not to feel like you're hogging.
Okay.
Thank you for the questions. Anyone else that could implement one of these simple ways, 12 ways to increase profits for this year? Anyone that we have, or maybe you already incorporated something that you would like to share with the group that could be valuable?
Anton has his hand raised.
Oh, okay, Anton, yes.
Anton did not know his hand was raised. He does not have a question. Sorry.
Anton, come on, then you a comment.
Sorry,
What
the
about a
other
comment?
Anton, there's multiple on the video. Anton from MKB Apparel.
Do you have even a comment, maybe, Anton?
Let the other Anton with his hand raised.
Oh, okay, it's two Antons, I'm sorry.
Do I start now? Or- Hello?
Your microphone is very low. We can't really hear you.
Oh, sorry. I'm not next to my laptop. Do I sound louder now?
Yes.
Okay, I got a question. It's the hyper personalized. Like, could you explain that a little more in depth? Because all right, so the issue that I'm having is at times when I'm trying to make sales, I
Mhm.
try a little too hard to relate to the customer's needs. And I tend to waste a lot of time, but I do understand customer service is important. I'm wondering, maybe I'm doing that wrong.
So what are you doing, if you don't mind sharing?
I do apparel, like custom apparel.
No, I mean, what are you doing to be hyper personalized, what you're saying?
Basically, like, I kind of tend to go the extra mile at times, spend too much time, like trying to make a sale.
Spend so much time, I can't hear you, went down again, trying to make a sale?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so. All right, so then in terms of valuing the time that you spent, obviously, the price needs to go hand in hand with that. So if you want to get paid minimum wage, and in your business, meaning that I'm spending 10, 12 hours, and then when I look at what I'm actually being paid is minimum wage, then obviously, yeah, maybe you're going too personalized. But that, what we're talking about there was really like your marketing and being personalized where your clients may be. So whether it's on social media, where it's on Twitter, so you're being personalized and meet them where they are. And even with your marketing efforts, if you're addressing that group of people. So, hey, they're all on social media. That's where we're going to be personalized with them, right in that community. They're all on Twitter. This is where we're going to be personalized with them. Hey, this is what we have for this group of individuals that I'm trying to target. And if your apparel or your merchandise is personalized and you are offering some service for that personalization, it just depends on how, I'm not really sure how customized. I think that's what you're doing. Customized apparel, is that what it is?
yeah. Well, this a lot of it's face to face, and that's why I was wondering, like, would that be considered that or no?
Um, well, tell me about what you do face to face so I can understand, because I think
So,
I'm
you
missing
know,
it.
hey, what do you want to do? I'll sit down, get etches or quick like mock-ups of what they want. It's basically B2B. So I don't know. Maybe I guess you're right. Maybe I'm just not valuing the time enough.
Right, so you have to quantify. So you're dealing with business owners only, not dealing with individuals?
I know I deal with individuals also.
Okay, so for the most part, who is your ideal customer? Is it the business owner or is it?
Business owners. It's harder to deal with the personal.
Mm-hmm. And so you're dealing with business owners to create a personalized product for them.
Yeah, pretty much like most of it's repeat customers. Like so like let's say somebody wants to update a logo or something like that, I'll do it for them. But one of the biggest issues I'm having is actually spending time, like repeat designs, doing it 3, 4 times, convincing people to, how do I say, like make their minds up.
Okay, so maybe you're giving them too many options. Is that what's happening?
No, most people come with no options.
But I'm saying when you create your product, are you giving them too many options and then they can't make a decision because you have so many to choose from?
No, literally me just trying. I guess you're right. Maybe I am trying too hard. Like I'll take their ideas and try to perfect it, but it seems like it's never enough.
Okay, so maybe we can talk offline because so I can get a little bit more into what you do and how you do it. Because I right now I can't wrap my mind totally around it, but you should think about the time that you spent. So from the beginning to the end, and this, we were talking about inefficiencies to boost your operational efficiencies. So if you write down in the day what you do from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, how much time you're wasting doing whatever it is you're wasting, maybe there's some way that you can streamline the operations that you're not spending so much time. And maybe that's just 3 hours, and whatever you come up with 3 hours, that is what it is. Otherwise, you go on and on and on, and you're really not able to close the sale. You've wasted a lot of your valuable time. Perhaps you charge a consulting fee that the person is going to sit down with you and they're going to pay just to have you start this process. This way, you're at least getting paid for your time, as opposed to wishing that there's a sale at the end and you're doing a lot of work for them.
That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Right, so that you can, again, it could be a sit down, your consult is X. So that would incorporate maybe the 4 hours that you might spend trying to create this. So then that's four hours. How much do you want to get paid an hour? Let's go back and do some math. I don't want you to answer that on this call, but whatever that is, if it's $100 an hour, then you know what, the consult is going to be $400. So let's just talk about what it is that you want, and then your cutoff. It's 4 hours. After 4 hours, this is it. You cannot waste any more time on this project.
Wow, I'm gonna, yeah, definitely gonna. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully that helps, but you can definitely go in and give a call to do a one-on-one, and that's fine. And I think Kenya or Jen, if she's still on the call, will put that in.
Yes, it's in the chat, but I'll put it in another time.
Okay. Do we have another question about cosmetics? I think am I reading that right? Oh, that was the Anton, right?
Yes, that was Lisa's comment to Anton.
So, oh, okay, I see. I got it. Okay. And yeah, so as far as, don't be afraid to ask for, be paid for your time. It's just like if you meet with an attorney, right? I don't know if you ever had to meet with an attorney. They value their time and they want you to value their time because they are experts in their field. So if you are an expert in your field, the customers that you work with should value that and be willing to pay for it. If not, then you might have to fire those customers and get the ones that really want to pay for your service and value your service. Okay, anybody else have some ideas about how you can incorporate any of these 12 ways to increase your profits for the next 6 months? Did anyone set a profit and loss or some goals for their business for the beginning of the year? You can just either raise your hands or make a comment if you choose. You don't have to share what the goals were, but did anyone set financial goals? Like what do they anticipate making in sales in their business this year? Anyone? No?
Not really.
No, okay. So I mean, I think that's the beginning. We can't increase sales or profits if we don't even know what we're making. We don't have a goal. And it's a very powerful tool to actually write it down. And it's an even powerful tool, if you will, if it's somewhere close by your device, whether you use your phone all the time or you use your computer all the time, keep that in front of you. Like if you know how many potential customers you need to meet this month or even this week. So you have that goal in front of you. Like right now, for the next 6 months, write down like a small little goal in terms of sales. What are you anticipating between now and December 31st? And what marketing strategies can you put in place to increase your profits? And then which one of these ideas, you can just take a picture of the screen, obviously, this is 12. Which one of these 12 items, if not from this list, but what are some other ways to increase your profits? Use what you have here. 1 or 2 ways that we've listed. You can use all of them. It's 12. You can use one every month, right? It's 12 months of the year. Between now and this time next year, next summer, next June, you might be able to incorporate one of these items every single month and then see, have you increased profits? Did that encourage you? Did it motivate you? But certainly write down the goals. You need to start writing down your goals. And if you don't want to make it anything sophisticated, then just put it in an app somewhere on your phone so that you can look at it and have it pop up every day so that you can see when you start your business up. I got to speak to 3 clients today. I have to follow up on 3 leads, have that lead system in place, a procedure, something that's already written that that you're going to do every month, every week, just to follow up. One quick story, and then I'm going to break because I know the time is running. I did have a client that met with me and she had a business and she's been in business for a while. And that was her struggle. She had all of these leads, but she never called any of them. She never followed up on any of them. She attended a lot of networking events. She collected a lot of business cards. She didn't put them in her database. She didn't email them. She didn't put them in her marketing campaign. She just collected a lot of information, but did nothing with it. Spent a lot of time, money, and effort, but did nothing with it. please don't do that. Make sure that you're actually going out and making the difference in your business. And thank you all for attending, and I wish you all well. Hopefully you'll be back at another seminar, another webinar on Thursday.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all.